Well, it's time to pull out this chassis. One thing I noticed right away, there's no screws holding it in. It's just loose. It's amazing it got here in one piece. I have to unplug the CRT very carefully here. Tube base feels tight. I don't feel any play, so it should be safe to remove this plug. There we go. Alright, let's try this one again. Okay. There's more of that Three Stooges plastic here in the conduit. Very, very light chassis. I'll check the camera, make sure you can see that. Okay, if you look here, there's a little bit of that gasket that was holding the front of the CRT. And as far as the CRT goes, I think I should take it out of there and put it aside and put it in a safe place and keep it in a safe place. So I don't like it hanging by the neck there with no support on the front, so I guess we'll work on that. Well, I hope everybody can see this okay, but I stuffed a rag in there to help support the front of the tube, get the weight off the front, while I release these two little nuts here in this screwball mechanism for supporting the neck of the tube. You can see it's just a piece of wood with a half circle, and then a looks like aluminum strap, and then it's just held on by a screw here and a screw here, and then we'll just loosen up everything and drop it down, being ever so careful. Oh, I don't even need a wrench. Okay. This one. All right. Okay. Well, let me see what's happening here. It's caught on the side of the screw thread, so it doesn't want to let go. There's one side. There's the other side. There's the U-bracket. And I think the picture tube is loose. Ever so carefully remove this. And there we go. Okay, here's a close-up of the label. Serial number HJ4556. Another label here. And like I said, the base is in good shape. It's nice and solid. Okay, there's the front of the tube. One thing I noticed that was really interesting, you can really see the coating of the material on the side. And now they have, you can see in between, well I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but I've got like a printed little catalog thing. And the tube is resting on it, and I can read it right through the clear part of the tube. So there's the coating on the front for the white phosphor, and then the clear section, and then from here back is a black coating, and I think it's called something like Aquadac. Anyways, I guess it's, I'm not sure, I'm not going to guess on this, but I think it's some kind of grounding material. Let's see, if you have a grounding material in glass and grounding material on the other side is a capacitor, so it helps smooth out the high voltage, but it's only on one side, so I'm not sure what the purpose is, and I'm not a big TV person, so I gotta look into it, but a lot of you guys probably already know. So anyways, that's the picture tube. I'm gonna put this thing away in a safe place. Okay, now I hope you can see this, but there's the old gasket that's just falling apart, and you can see it sagging, and that's why the picture tube was sagging. And here's the material right here. It's a piece of it that fell off. Okay, and you can see it looks like it's a rubber, but it's hard as a rock and it's just falling apart. See that? So I'm gonna have to order a new one of those. Unfortunately, the only one I've seen is very expensive. It was $48. If anybody out there knows where to get a replica gasket for this picture tube, for this set, please email me or leave a message on the channel. 'Cause that seems like a lot of money, but I have to get it one way or another. So anyways, that's the gasket material. Now let's next go to looking at the chassis closer. One thing that's nice about these VT71 chassis is they're coated with copper, so there's no issue with rust, which is really nice. I've dealt with a lot of chassis that were really bad, and it takes forever to clean them up sometimes, if you can at all. But this one is in nice shape, because it is coated with copper. I can see here this grommet I'm going to have to replace. It's all cracked and broken. No big deal. You can get that at Home Depot, I'm sure, someplace like that. I thought all the tubes were there except for the ballast tube, like I talked about before, which goes there. So there's also one missing here, and I don't know what that is just at the moment. Anyways, there's 3 filter capacitors there. You notice that they're coated in paper, no metal cans. Well, one of the reasons is for safety, because if you touch this and it was metal, you would probably get a shock, because they're insulated from the chassis, because it's a hot wired set. The chassis is not ground, it's really a floating ground in there. So it's a lot more dangerous, a lot easier to get shocked. You never want to work on one of these things without an isolation transformer. You'll get fried. So anyways, let's look at the underside. I haven't looked under the underside, so this is new for me too. I guess I can lift by the cage here. And let's take a look. Okay. It looks like almost everything is original. There's the 2 selenium rectifiers. That's used to double the voltage. Because there's no transformer, they double the voltage with these 2 seleniums to get 200 plus volts on a set. I do see one new component, that capacitor right there, but even that's an old one. The rest of it looks pretty much original, which is good. And as you can see, there's no, to cut costs, again, there's no channel chunker. It's just a wafer switch to change the channels. And that cuts a lot of costs right there, having a wafer switch. And so, no power transformers, Channel clunker. Saves a lot of money. Makes the set a lot more affordable. And you notice there isn't many tubes. Usually TVs have a lot more tubes, but they still got it to work. You can also see, I don't know if I pointed this out before, but that's a plastic pot, that's a plastic pot, and that's a plastic pot. The rest of them are metal. And that's to insulate it, because there's high voltage here. In fact, that looks like a new pot, actually. Compared to that one, and that one looks new. I'm sure it is new. So there's that component, and that component that are new anyways. And the rest of it looks pretty original. Well, I guess that's it for the unboxing of the VT71. My next video, I believe, will be the unboxing of the Syncor CR70 pitch tube tester, and that will be used to test the pitch tube on this set after I get it aligned and adjusted and make sure everything's working right with it. Then we'll try it on this tube. So until then, thanks for watching.